You saved me.
I hope so.
Does anybody else remember that crazy universe montage in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness? You know, the one where America Chavez and Doctor Strange are free-falling through a barrage of alternate realities. I do. At first, it felt like Marvel was just flexing their visual effects budget, but with Secret Wars getting closer, I don't think those worlds were random at all. I think we were getting early glimpses of Battleworld. Go ahead and quote me on this because I seriously hope some of these domains make a comeback. For those who don't know, Battleworld comes from the 2015 Secret Wars comic book series written by Jonathan Hickman. In that story, Doctor Doom salvages fragments of collapsing universes and fuses them into a single patchwork planet. Each fragment becomes a domain ruled by its own Baron who swears loyalty to Doctor Doom. Considering we have incursion-level chaos happening in Doctor Strange, Loki, the Marvels, and What If, the multiverse is starting to get a little messy. Welcome back to Myths and Mischief, my friends. This is your loremonger, and today we are breaking down why I believe Marvel has been teasing Battleworld since Multiverse of Madness. Now, we're going to walk through each world from that montage and examine the likelihood of their return in Secret Wars. The first reality we fly through shows enormous statue heads from the Living Tribunal, who is the multiversal judge and debuted in Strange Tales number 157. Now, the MCU has already mentioned him once in the original Doctor Strange movie, and he was seen again near Eternity's gates in Thor: Love and Thunder. The Tribunal's purpose is to preserve the cosmic balance across the multiverse. So when Doom rises as God Emperor, will he be judged by the Tribunal? Or will he simply rewrite the laws of cosmic authority? Next, we fly through this surreal dimension full of these writhing tentacles and what looks like fractal energy. This kind of looks similar to the realm of Shuma-Gorath, who was introduced in the 1973 Marvel premiere number 10. While the creature in Multiverse of Madness was named Gargantos for legal reasons, the design and power set clearly point to Shuma. On Battleworld, there was also a domain called Weird World, which was packed with monsters and chaotic sorcery. So this could be Marvel's gateway into full-blown Lovecraftian horror. Then we come to a jagged canyon, which directly references the villain created when Professor X and Magneto's psyches fused during the 1996 Onslaught saga. This canyon was also seen in Spider-Man No Way Home when Peter was running from Doctor Strange. While it's not an official domain in the comics, a world like this could foreshadow a future mutant crisis on Battleworld. After that, Strange and America smash through fractured ice crystals, which looks like a different kind of mirror dimension. The mirror dimension was first shown in Strange Tales number 110 and was later featured heavily in the first Doctor Strange movie. It also mildly resembles the frozen wastes domain on Battleworld. In the MCU, the mirror dimension has always been a space where Strange could bend the rules without breaking reality, but on Battleworld, this little pocket could act as a cold and isolating prison. Next, we enter a honeycomb pattern world with a hexagonal architecture. While there's no direct comic equivalent, this design closely matches the quantum realm visuals from Ant-Man and the multiversal structure seen in Avengers Forever. This could be a microverse fragment embedded into Battleworld. In Marvel lore, the microverse is a subatomic plane outside conventional space-time. The MCU's version of the microverse would be the quantum realm where Kang built his empire. There are subtle differences, as the comics had a domain called Subatomica, but that was a generic microverse instead of a specific one. Next, we plunge underwater, which almost certainly points to either Atlantis or Talocan. Namor first appeared in the Marvel Comics number 1 in 1939, and the MCU has reimagined his kingdom as Talocan in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. His story was left very open-ended after he formed his uneasy alliance with Wakanda and warned them that they must be prepared for future wars. Well, in multiple What If and Defender stories, Atlantean empires have conquered entire worlds. This could have been one of them. After that comes alternate New York. According to our Team Marvel expert, this is most likely Spider-Man 2099's Earth 928. This most closely aligns with the Valley of Doom, which is a futuristic Manhattan where Dr. Doom's influence was absolute. This is also where Doom's throne is located, and a fractured New York filled with different spider people is perfect for some street-level chaos. Next, we get a quick flash of a world filled with pipes, turbines, and Stark drones. This resembles Earth 2020 and Iron Man 2020, where Tony's legacy is carried on by machines. A tech-dominated domain similar to Technopolis could be a world where Stark's tech spiraled out of control and created a dystopian society. It could also represent the rise of Tony's brother Arno. In the comics, Arno was born with a disability and needed a suit to survive, but a version of him without that limitation could have taken over the Stark Empire and create this world of machines. Then we enter a realm of brimstone and fire. This is likely either Ghost Rider's Hell or Hell from Asgardian mythology. Both appear across Doctor Strange and Thor comics, and as of Ironheart, Mephisto has officially entered the MCU, making this hellish domain much more relevant. It could also serve as a crossover zone for Ghost Rider, Agatha Harkness, or even Lady Death, especially if the stakes dip into mysticism and soul-bending consequences. While Hell is also not an official domain, it is mildly reminiscent of the Valley of Flame, which was a domain with fire demons and giant monsters. Next comes the Savage Land. This is one of the most well-known domains from the comics. It was first introduced in X-Men number 10 in 1965, and it is a hidden preserve in Antarctica that's home to dinosaurs, mutant history, and ancient secrets. Now that Deadpool and Wolverine has officially opened the door for mutants in the MCU, Savage Land could explore mutant prehistory and the roots of genetic evolution. One of the most visually striking realms in that montage is Comic Book World. This is a direct nod to animated Marvel universes like Exiles, Spider-Verse, and What If. Marvel is already bridging animation and live action, so it's entirely possible that this domain would allow animated characters to cross into Battleworld. Then we drop into a post-apocalyptic wasteland. This feels very much like Old Man Logan's future from the Wolverine Volume 3, number 66, where most of the heroes are dead and everything is ruined. It's also very similar to the Deadlands in Secret Wars, a domain overrun by Marvel zombies. Again, with Deadpool and Wolverine finally bringing Logan into the MCU, this territory feels like a must-have. The next reality is filled with floating cubes, which is probably a nod to the Cosmic Cube's introduction in Tales of Suspense number 79, and later as the Tesseract in the MCU. But it also reminds me of Thanos turning Drax into cubes during Infinity War. If Marvel cast Franklin Richards as Battleworld's power source, Cube World would become the perfect visual metaphor for his reality-shaping powers. He can literally build and rebuild universes from the pieces. There is also a comic domain called The Cube, which held a legion of superpowered criminals, so that's something to think about. Paint World is the most abstract of all of these. It echoes Blob World from Exiles and the more comedic realities from the Spider-Verse. While it's unlikely to be utilized, it shows that Marvel's multiverse is chaotic and playful. It might just be a blink and you'll miss a joke, and that's completely fine. Every good story needs a little absurdity. Next, we fly through a universe where Hydra won World War II and/or Captain America was never created. Now, this echoes the Secret Empire storyline from Captain America number 1 from 2016 and the What If Captain Carter episode. With Brave New World exploring political upheaval after Endgame and Hydra variants still lurking in the shadows, this domain is definitely needed. There are a few more worlds that Strange in America fly through, but they're so quick that you barely catch them unless you slow the movie down and watch it frame by frame. So they're going to get some attention because Marvel rarely includes details this specific without planting seeds for later. The jagged stone labyrinth here feels so ancient, almost Mesoamerican in design, with these towering stairways leading into impossible geometry. It immediately brings to mind the temples of Kunlun from Iron Fist, or even the Eternals' cosmic architecture. A Battleworld domain like this could easily house a mystical order, or maybe even a return of the Eternals. Doubtful, but a girl can dream. Next, we have glowing skylines, holographic overlays, and mechanical spires. This aligns heavily with the 2099 domain, a world where the future is a grim dystopia. The aesthetic lines up perfectly with Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099 timeline and the techno-dystopian vibes of Iron Man 2020. This future tech domain would let Marvel lean into some cyberpunk chaos. Now, this clean and shiny city looks so eerily similar to the world seen in Fantastic Four First Steps, which is Universe 828. If that's intentional, the very existence of this world in this montage is the first hard link between Fantastic Four and Doctor Strange. Fun fact, Marvel has confirmed all 4 versions of Reed Richards will appear on the big screen together in the next phase of the MCU. Finally, we fly through a volcano, which brings to mind Muspelheim, which is the fire realm of Norse mythology, and it is ruled by Surtur. Now, there is no directly named volcanic domain in the Secret Wars comics to match this, but Surtur did unleash cosmic fire that has the power to destroy entire realms. This fire could end up becoming a weapon that Doom could use to destroy the other realms and kill the multiverse. At the end of their little montage, Strange and America crash into Earth 838, where the Illuminati protect the world instead of the Avengers. This Earth is much more technologically advanced. The very existence of the Illuminati and their knowledge of incursions and the multiverse shows that they have been dealing with cosmic threats for much longer than 616. But I'm pretty sure this is the reality that Doctor Strange caused an incursion for. Thoughts on that another time. Anyway, looking at Marvel's upcoming projects, they are clearly building to that moment where every timeline, every variant, and every franchise is going to collide. And with so many different worlds now canon in the MCU, it feels like we're just waiting for the first big move. We have been seeing hints of Secret Wars for years, and now it feels more real than ever. It is all coming together, and I'm so ready to watch it burn. I cannot wait. As always, my friends, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an adventure. I will see you next time.